But everybody is basically saying, every industry insider is saying, this is the big one. The Sony showcase that's supposed to remind you, hey, aren't you glad you have a PlayStation? There is talks about a full-blown remake of the original God of War and a Bloodborne remaster. For real this time. And today we're talking about that state of play that just finished because I live streamed it and chat was not happy. I saw a sea of L saying it's the worst state of play of all time, saying it was disappointing. In fact, one of the top comments I saw was the guy said, I'm so glad I watched this state of play because I finally want to buy a PC.
This is all we've been saying. Now we've got a proper roadmap and we can speak to shit. Wolverine, Intergalactic, Ghost of Yote, Soros, Marathon, Fair Games. This is a proper roadmap where we can now have a conversation. Now we can really have a conversation and really start to talk. 9.5 out of 10.
I skipped out on going to the gym today, actually, to watch that.
Nah, it was a bad state of play. It was really bad, actually.
I thought my asshole was hurting from sitting on this hard ass floor. Turns out it's hurting from getting okay? PlayStation just bent us over and gave us the old 1-2, good brother. What are we gonna do about this? They just showed us 40 minutes of unfiltered bullshit, okay?
I give this show a 4.5.
Bitch, you nigga.
There's nothing.
Thank you, son.
How do you mess up a sure thing? It seems every time I think even Sony can't mess something up and vouch for them, they somehow do the impossible. I should do it more often. It has been several years since PlayStation has put out a good show. PlayStation fanboys have been starving of true first-party greatness, even though they will forcibly pretend that a roadmap is irrelevant after spending the entirety of the PS4 gen loving their list wars. And so, with every failed show, the problem gets compounded, expectations deferred until the next show, and this state of play was going to be different, like all other previous ones. I know PlayStation fanboy standards have dropped considerably this gen, and so I thought, well, 2025 should be a decent year since most of PlayStation's roadmap is being deployed this year. Ghost of Yotai, Death Stranding 2, and Marathon. And yet, none of these titles were shown off despite the games being slated for release this year. Instead, what we got was a gigantic advert for PC gaming. They even had the audacity to show off another remaster, and that remaster was Days Gone!
Oh my god, you gotta be fucking kidding me, bro.
Version of Ben Studios'
Yo, PlayStation is cooked.
Epic.
Oh my god, bro. It's over.
They're remastering. Oh, I can't wait to put this on the Open Critic graphic, another remaster.
PlayStation don't give a shit about you guys, bro.
Freaking Jim Ryan is like on a Learjet, like flying so far away from the explosion. They're like, you still play DLC?
And the PC version of Starblade.
Days Gone remastered. No, hold it down.
Yo, PlayStation is desperate. Please. At this point, they might as well just start a GoFundMe, bro. Just start a GoFundMe if you need money this bad, man. Days Gone did not need a remaster. They don't even want with Days Gone. Why would they remaster this? That's crazy, bro.
Fire.
Features and Horde Assault.
I can't believe this shit is real.
For $10, I'm buying that. I'll buy that.
The DLC is coming to Stellar Blade this June.
You know it's bad when even Xbox, which has waved the white flag in the console war, can just tweet out almost the entire Sony State of Play in text form in a tweet, in the order that the titles were revealed at the show as coming to Xbox. The hardcore Sony faithful just refuse to confront the truth, that they are not the focus of the corporation they worship on the daily. PlayStation is the mainstream brand. It's the Apple of gaming. I keep telling my pony counterparts that this is the new face of PlayStation. They choose to ignore it and then celebrate Sony's hardware sales like they are the shareholders, and that's exactly what they did mere hours after this degrade state of play. Never mind the context behind these figures that show a startlingly slim operating margin despite record revenue figures and hardware sales. When confronted with that context, the enslaved just deflect to Xbox, but that deflection doesn't change reality. PlayStation is doing just fine, and it's doing fine without the hardcore Sony fanbase, and therefore expect the company to apply the squeeze even more on live service games and more remasters and PC ports. Exactly how ex-Sony exec Shuei Yoshida himself said things will go down. But now, PlayStation fans are extremely defensive over the now standard PlayStation shit show. It's no surprise that Nick Marseille is at the front line of goggling on the Sony corporate mandate. Despite him having egg on his face at every consecutive Sony event, he dug his grave once again prior to the show by enthusing about Xbox games appearing on the show, then getting his and his fellow ponies' hopes up by enthusing about a Bloodborne remaster once again. And none of it happened, of course. Knowing full well that his disappointment would be weaponized, he prolapsed himself into a stupor and did a complete about-face just mere weeks after the mass PlayStation games cancellation. Apparently, one CGI trailer for Housemarque's new game was enough to change everything for PlayStation. Oh, Nikki. Nikki's currently crashing out on Twitter as the reporting of the substandard state of play has him horrendously on the defensive. If he were to miraculously grow a full head of hair, he would lose all of it all over again instantly over the stress PlayStation's anemia is causing him. Xbox currently has more first-party games coming to PlayStation 5 this year than Sony. Just think about that for a second. The platform that used to have no games has more games coming out on PlayStation than PlayStation has itself.
9.5 out of 10.
In the gaming space, the hardcore are now arguing over what are essentially timed exclusives. Every platform, barring Nintendo, unless you use emulators, is releasing titles that can be played on another. In particular, PC, where you can play almost everything. This is a major point of discomfort for PlayStation fanboys who have tried to redefine what first party means, and even with their redefinitions, can't get any protection. Do not underestimate how much PlayStation guys hate PC gamers. Well, they hate all gamers apart from PlayStation gamers, but now, with PC increasingly getting more PlayStation games, they are ramping up their hate campaigns. Icon Era is a forum created by and consisting of some of the most hardcore PlayStation zealots in the world. In fact, it comprises of the rejects from PlayStation slanted communities in the likes of Resetra and NeoGAF. Fanboys so extreme that they got turfed out of these forums. This is the founder. I know what you're thinking. He does resemble him, doesn't he?
I'm local San Diego legend Champ Kind, and I believe in two things. Good chicken, and that the census is a way for the UN to make your children gay.
Hilariously, Icon Era started conveniently regurgitating 6-year-old news about Xbox Era's Discord as some malicious plan from Xbox guys to spread FUD about PlayStation. The irony is that Icon Era is literally representing the PlayStation equivalent of what they are accusing Xbox Era of, but much worse. So how hilarious is it that just after them propagating this stuff, the literal founder of Icon Era created a thread called No PC Ports Announced a State of Play? Cry about it. This is the founder of Icon Era. And then Icon Era got community noted when the reality was staring us in the face that several PC ports were listed at the State of Play. This, ladies and gentlemen, is quintessential PlayStation Nation. I am astonished at just how much Sony has phoned in on things as far as its core fanbase is concerned. I mean, at this point, gamers aren't even asking for much. Ghost of Yotai, Death Stranding 2, and Marathon should have got some sort of showing or release dates considering they're coming out this year, no? But I will give credit where credit is due. Of course, I'm a fair man. Some of the titles shown were incredible, including Lost Soul Aside, which is being published by PlayStation and appearing day one on PC. Tides of Annihilation, which is also appearing on Xbox and PC, and the one true console exclusive, for now, which is called Saros, which is slated for release next year. I'm a big Housemarque fan and I loved Returnal, and I'm very confident that this is going to be an incredible game. But for all the domination of PlayStation and all the noises hardcore fanboys make, the reveal was simply not enough. Hopefully PlayStation fans start to learn to demand better, but I somehow doubt that. I expect 2025 to be a decent year for PlayStation, even if it's coasting on third-party stuff. But just know that, if you're a PC gamer, you're more than covered. And you know it.